Thank you, sir, and welcome to another Irish Night of Blue live stream concert series. Hello, everybody out there. If your people are starting to join, we are live on YouTube and Facebook. We are here tonight with the wonderful Mr. Caoimhín O Fearghail. That's as close as I'm going to get to saying his last name anyway correctly. All the way from County Waterford in Ireland. That's why we're a little early tonight. We hope you could join us and listen to some great piping and fluting and maybe with some whistle playing. How you doing, Caoimhín? How's tricks?
Oh, well, not too bad. Yeah, great to be here now and playing for you all.
That's great. We're very happy to have you. Caoimhín has not had the pleasure of joining with us live in the venue at Blue yet, but came close, did a tour with a band called Skipper's Alley, I think, last year with our very own Miles Isaki on the guitar and banjo. And we heard a lot of great things about everybody in the group from Miles after that show. And was my introduction, though I would have heard soon enough through the piping channels about Caoimhín. Is a solo album that came out, last year or not even last year?
Yeah, just the beginning of this year, yeah.
Yeah, beginning of this year. It's gotten great marks all around, being pushed by the Nibafibri folks in a good way. And as another album with, is it Paddy Tuddy, where you're playing flute?
Yeah, so Paddy's on the fiddle.
I got to hear that one too, yeah. And more great stuff to come, we hope. So we hope before too long we can have you in person in the room in Portland, on some trip over when this pandemic craziness ends. Hopefully, yeah. So keep that in mind when you're making your plans, if it ever happens. We hope it will. We're going to have some music from Caoimhín. We know it's a strange night in America. We hope you're with us, taking a break from all the CNN or wherever you're watching, getting the results. It's a crazy time. It's no better time, in my opinion, to listen to some great Irish music and try and take a breath and relax a little bit. I think it's going to go a good way, in my opinion. I think that we might have a change of leadership, which is what we desperately need in this country. I don't want to jinx it, but I just did. But I'm going to be optimistic like I was last week and say that's the way it's going to go. So everybody take a breath, relax for the next hour, and enjoy some Irish music. What do you think, Caoimhín? Are you ready to get started?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Let me ask you, so it's Caoimhín in the south and Caoimhín in the north. Is that true, or am I totally wrong?
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah.
Kind of like that?
Yeah.
I try to get it straight. I try to be polite, get people's names right, but my New Jersey tongue doesn't always work that way. But anyway, if you're ready to go, everybody sit back and relax and let the politics aside and listen to some great playing. Mr. Caoimhín O Fearghail, everybody. Please give him a big emoji round of applause and welcome him to Irish Night of Blue. Take it away, Caoimhín.
Thanks a million. So I'll start off with a couple of jigs and The first one is known as Barrel Rafferty's, who was the father of Mike Rafferty, a great flute player from Balnakill, County Galway, who spent plenty of years out in the States. And then the second one, then I paired it with a tune called The Humours of Castle Lyons. So I'll give them a go. And these two are on this new album that Tom mentioned, that O Fearghail brought out just this year. So I'll give them a go. So thanks very much. So I'll continue now with a couple of hornpipes, and the first one might be a little apt. It's called "The Pleasures of Hope," and yeah, here's to hope, and there'll be good news in the election soon over there. And I suppose I learnt this one from Seamus Ennis originally, and probably Liam O'Flynn would have had an influence as well. And then the second one, I suppose, is another one I got from Liam O'Flynn called the Bank of Turf, so a hornpipe as well. I know there's a jig by the same name, but yeah, so I'll try these two. yeah, so there were a couple of hornpipes. And I suppose I'll carry on with a couple of reels then. Only playing the first set of reels now, so I hope Pádraig McDonagh isn't watching or listening. He'd give out to me for playing stuff other than reels. But anyway, so the first one is known as Tommy Cohen's, and the second one then is a well-known one called the Sligo Maid, which I suppose learned from Seamus Ennis as well. Probably the Return from Fingal album, so give these a go. Thanks very much. Maybe I'll take a break from the pipes now and try something else. Yeah, play a couple of tunes on the flute as well. So just to give myself a breather, I'm kind of out of breath now. That's a good idea to go to the flute. Okay, so I'll play a couple of jigs again. The first one is one I got again from the playing of Mike Rafferty and his daughter Mary as well. They call it Derby the Driver. And then the second one is actually another one that I probably learned from Liam O'Flynn first. So, but I also enjoyed a version of it on an album that came out a couple of years ago with Eddie Maloney, the flute player from East Galway. And anyway, the tune is called The Queen of the Rushes. So Liam O'Flynn played it with Planksty. And yeah. And actually just take these off me for a second. Yeah, so Derby the Driver and the Queen of the Rushes. I'll stick with the flute again, I suppose. And what will I play now? I'll play another couple of reels. And the first one is a Charlie Lennon tune called The Windy City. I picked up a couple of years ago. The second one is O'Rourke's. I'm not sure where I got that, but it's a common tune. And I just thought it ran nicely out of The Windy City. And the last one then is another piping tune that most pipers know, called the Connacht Heifers. I suppose Willie Clancy one anyway. So I'll give these a go. I'm great at talking to myself. Let's practice a bit. So the Windy City. So here's for the Chicago people out there.
Sounds great, man.
Thanks very much.
You having fun? Cheers.
Sounded.
So,
Running out of breath.
sounds fantastic. There's a lot of musicians joining on the feed. Hopefully, a lot more will see it in the days to follow shortly. But great tunes, lovely
Very much.
tunes, and great playing. Thanks so much for coming.
No, thanks for having me. Just a little out of breath and out of practice now, I think.
Yeah, yeah. The flute will get you. I've tried to avoid them.
Oh, they're
So,
great fun.
as we talked about earlier, Ireland is now 2 weeks into a new lockdown.
Yeah, that's right. Level 5 restriction, so no pubs or restaurants indoors.
Yeah,
You can get a takeaway or sit outdoors, but yeah, we're all kind of confined to our homes mostly,
yeah.
and work if you're lucky enough to be working. So yeah,
It's great for practice and for reed making.
it is.
But
Yeah,
yeah, not much else. I wish we were heading into more of a lockdown, but it's going the other way here. But
yeah.
hopefully things will change soon. We'll see what
It's been
happens.
the
We
last
don't
half
need
an
to.
hour now. I haven't been keeping.
Well, if we don't take the steps, it's never going to go away, and we all want to go out and play sessions again someday.
Yeah,
I know I do.
yeah.
So,
I
growing
think.
up in County Waterford, great tradition of pipers from that area. Has
Yeah,
that
that's right.
influence you much, or how is it, or who are your favorites?
Yeah, um, so when we moved to this part of the country first, so I was about 8 when I started learning the whistle from Bobby Gardner actually, but
Oh, really?
but then we started going to the Coltis branch out in Coonasmere, where David Power, you know David, you probably know
Yeah.
David, so he was kind of leading some of the sessions for the students out there, and I kind of saw the pipes, and Michal Marinin, uh, who was the head of the branch, said that there was a practice set of pipes, and Alain from onset practice set that nobody was using for ages, so they were kind enough to lend them out to me, and David started teaching me, and so yeah, so David has been a big influence from the very start, um, and I suppose he went to live in the States sometime around, I don't know, 2002 or three or something maybe.
Yeah,
Um,
I think he was in New Jersey, right?
yeah, that's right.
Where I'm from. He was hanging out with Willie Kelly a lot. That's where the album came
Yeah.
from.
Hmm. So I hadn't a couple of lessons around that time. I was just kind of working away on my own and going around to Noel's and stuff like that. But he recommended going to Jimmy O'Brien Moran for a couple of lessons. So I had a few lessons from Jimmy, which is always a
In,
big
in
inspiration.
piping or just in general bullshit?
Yeah, that too.
I had a few lessons with Jimmy as well when I was in Limerick, and he's a great guy. He's very funny. And he's
Yeah.
got some of the best stories going.
Oh, he's a gas man for sure. Um, yeah, he's still a big help anyway. If I have any help wanted or tips for reads or anything like that or notes or
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
generous guy, and so is
yeah.
David. David's couldn't do a better teacher than that right there. We were lucky enough to have David and Willie play together at Blue, the
Oh
venue we were
yeah,
trying to help out today, and it was a great show.
yeah,
Really nice stuff together. Willie's one of my favorite fiddlers from way back
yeah.
from the States. He's
I
got a
love the
great
back.
touch.
Yeah. So the two of them and another piper who's been always around. And he owns a pub inside, and his parents used to own Mooney's Pub in Ring. They sold it on, but he owns a pub inside Dungarvan, the local Donnacha Gaff. He might be tuned in now. I'm not too sure. Uh, but so he's a great inspiration as well. All the time over the years, playing in the pub and with Danú and stuff like that.
Did you say Gil Martin?
Donnacha Gaff.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Sorry, I heard it wrong.
yeah,
I'm looking at the chat. Never
yeah.
mind.
Oh, yeah. But there's plenty more. Like there's a fiddle player here in Ring as well, Fionn McGillicuddy, who's also a great piper, um, and loads more. Sure, Tommy Keane is from Waterford originally,
Hmm.
although he's up in Galway. Um, but then looking back at all listening to old pipers like Liam Walsh and Tommy Carney. So I got to meet Tommy when I was starting off. I
No,
never
it's
got any
fantastic.
lessons from him, but it was great to meet him. Like David Power introduced me, and so I often listen back to those recordings of Tommy and Liam Walsh and so many more. Um, and of course, like all the Wexford Pipers were only there's only the next county over, so like the Rowsums came from Wexford originally, so I would I listened a bit to them and to Seamus Ennis and Willie Clancy
Yeah,
over there, and um, everybody. There's so many great pipers out there nowadays, and Mick O'Brien as well.
Mick
Been
is the
great,
best.
a great help, and yeah,
I had many lessons with Mick O'Brien
uh,
over time, and probably one of my favorite teachers, and definitely one of my favorite players.
he's good
Got the
company.
right idea.
Yeah. Great man.
Anyway,
Yeah,
that's great. No shortage there. I still told you earlier that's the one part of Ireland I haven't been to yet is Wexford and Waterford. It's on the docket for someday when we're allowed to go there again. If we
you're
ever
missing out.
get rid of the COVIDs over here, Ireland lets us back in. I may stay, so look for me in your basement somewhere if I do make it over there. But
Yeah,
I
you're
don't,
welcome.
I don't eat much. I don't eat much.
Guinness, Peter Guinness
uh,
anyway.
So, good stuff all around. Great playing. We'll get back to it shortly. It's a weird night in America, but we have a lot of people watching. There's a pretty good turnout tonight. So, hey, everybody, welcome. I hope you're all staying calm and breathing deep and keeping the optimism flowing for a good turnout tonight. I put, right before I started talking here, I put the link for Caoimhín's PayPal link into the chat in both YouTube and Facebook. So now is the time for you to go to that link and give him money. If you like a musician, if you appreciate the music, the best way to show them is with cash. That is what works. So during these times, especially when all the gigs have gone away and the sessions have gone away, it's very hard to make a living for the people who are dependent on playing all the time for their money. So we're doing these shows as an attempt to try and help those people out. And we hope that you will be generous and take care of them and do what you can. There's also a link in there that I put in earlier, and I'll put in again later on towards the end of the show for the venue Blue, where we normally do this in person every week. The nice part about the pandemic has been being able to present people like Caoimhín and a few others who would normally would be very difficult to get them here, because Portland is not the number one stop when they do come to tour over here, and it's not a big money gig, but it's great to be able to present these people who we'd love to have sometime. And now you're kind of obligated, so you have to come next time when you come. But it's a Wednesday, so you can give up a Wednesday. Do a good gig in Boston on the weekend. You can come up and do a Wednesday for us. We'll show you a good time. But please be generous if you have enough. If you're feeling generous, you can give a little bit to Blue as well. That helps out Blue and Irish Night. And we would love to be able to get back into that venue again someday. It's a very small, intimate place in Portland, in downtown. They have live music there almost every night, all different genres, from straight up jazz, a lot of Dixieland type jazz, and singer songwriters and blues bands, and all types of modern kind of cutting edge avant-garde stuff as well. And probably the only place in town that features regularly traditional music as well, and not just the Irish Night that we do. They have some bluegrass bands in there and some old time acts and things like that. So very important venue for Maine, the most important venue for Portland as far as I'm concerned. And we want to get back in there again. Help them out if you can. Please, first and foremost, help out Caoimhín and send him a few financial donations for his next batch of reeds, or maybe his next jug of wine, whatever it takes to get through the pandemic and these weird times. And if you can't afford it and you're just here watching, don't feel bad. We hope you enjoy the show, and you're welcome anytime as well. We do appreciate anybody who's able to be generous, but we also appreciate you if you want to just come and listen too. So make yourselves at home. We got plenty to go. I think that's all I have for right now. Everybody sit tight and stop checking CNN. It's not going to change by the time the end of this is over. So stick with us, and we'll hear some more music now. Yeah, are you ready to give us some more, Caoimhín?
Yeah, no bother at all. Yeah.
All right, let's take it away then. Everybody, have fun. Please welcome back Caoimhín O'Farrell.
Okay. Thanks very much. Thanks, Tom. And yeah, don't forget to be generous to Blue. I hope to get there sometime anyway, but be generous and keep them going anyway. But yeah, I'll play a couple of tunes anyway. I'll go to a whistle now. So this is a bashed up an old generation, but it's one of my favourite whistles, a B flat one. It has always been in the house. So it was my dad's, and yeah, so I'll play a couple of tunes. The first one I got, probably the first two actually, I got from Matt and Loy and different recordings. First one's The Boys at Loch, which I got from the Black album, that first Matt and Loy album, and then the second one is The Piper's Despair, which I think was on the album with Sean Keane, Contentment is Wealth. And then I'll play two others, so a big long set. The Limestone Rock, which was also on that one, Matt and Loy and Sean Keane, and the last one then is Pigtown. So, nice long set. But don't forget any of these. thanks very much. So, long set of reels there. So I'll slow it down a small bit again and go back to the flute for maybe one more, and then I'll go back to the pipes. So I'll just take this up. Awful dry now. So I'll play a hornpipe anyway into another 2 reels. So the hornpipe is Galway Bay. And I'm not sure who I learned it off originally, but I know it is one that Paddy Carty played. So that into the London Lasses, I think it was. Yeah, the London Lasses, and Christmas Eve. So it is only around the corner. So we'll play these, and yeah. So I suppose Christmas Eve, I've known him for years, but the version that Frankie Gavin played on the Irvine album, was it Rainy Sundays? Which is one of my favourite recordings and versions of the tune, so I think of that when I'm playing it. So, here's for Frankie. Actually, the second one is one he plays as well on the whistle. thanks very much. So I'll go back to the pipes now. The pipes are calling. So I'll play a couple of jigs, local jigs, I suppose, in a way. So these 3 tunes were collected by Gradam Ceoil from a whistle player, Pádraig de Fuite, or Piat de Fuite, here in An Rinn, and they're in the first volume of Ceoil Rank na Héireann, and local fiddle player here, Fionn McGillicuddy, dug them out a couple of years ago, and I learnt them from him, and yeah, so the first one is down in the book as Bouzouki Valle Vigaundan, the Boys of Thomastown. The second one then is Leishach na Cionna, and the third one is Pádraig Mac Gilleann. And you can also hear these on YouTube from a Geometry program of Fionn McGillicuddy, Kieran O'Gallaghan and Donald Clancy playing these. So it is a great clip anyway. So 3 local tunes for you. So I suppose that versions of other well-known tunes maybe. So. They went a bit cold from the lack of playing, so here we go. much. Let's do a little tuning again, so they're warming back up. Okay, so maybe one or two more. So I will try. I'll try two pieces that Carolyn wrote actually. The first one's kind of like a jig. It's called Bumper Squire Jones, and I think I learned it from the Drones in the Chanters Volume 1, Paddy Maloney playing it. And the second one then, I'll try Carlin's Concerto for the crack. So yeah, I'll play Carlin's Concerto for an aunt of mine, Gemma, if she's watching or listening. So this is for you, Gemma. I know you like this one, so. I'll do another set of reels now. Oh, hi Tom.
Hey, you want to give us one more?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll go away again.
Yeah, I'll give you one more anyway. What will I play? I'll play a tune that Seamus Ennis recorded. It was on the Return from Fingal album as well. I can't remember what he called it. The Fair-Haired Boy or something like that. And then the second one is a version of Miss McGuinness, which I either learned from Jimmy O'Brien Moran or Tommy Keane. I know they both played this version of it. And then the last one is one of my favourite tunes, the Shaskeen Reel. It is a good one to always go into, and yeah, good one to think of anyway for me. But yeah, a big thanks to Tom again for asking me to do this, and don't forget to be generous to Blue. They could do with your support as well. So and yeah, I'll play these anyway. And thanks very much for tuning in and listening. great favourite of another piper in Ring that I didn't even think of mentioning earlier, Machtair Machdonagh from Galway, but he's in Ring for years. Yeah. There's
It's
too
a
many
favorite
pipers.
tune for a lot of pipers. Great stuff, man. Thank you so much for joining us. It was lovely playing all around, especially the piping for me anyway. I might have to spend some time with this video. You played a lot of tunes I know, though, which is unusual and really welcoming. I appreciate it. So thanks everybody for joining. We appreciate it. We had a nice crowd tonight. Some good chat going on. We'll see you next week. I forgot to mention at the halftime we got a young upstart we're trying to give a break to next week. He's just getting ready. His name's he's a young fiddle player from Portland, Oregon. His name's Kevin Burke. He's been around for a little bit, but used to play in a couple bands back in the 70s, but he's just starting off on his own here. Very happy to have Kevin. He's been to Blue several times and Portland many times. He's an old friend of most of the people from that scene down there, and it's going to be great to welcome him into the Zoom next week and have a chat. He's always good for some fun and some mighty fine fiddling as well. So come back next week for Kevin Burke. That'll be at 8 o'clock, our usual time on the 11th of November. Maybe we'll have a president by then. Maybe not. We don't know. But if not, we'll deal with it. We'll have fun. Thanks again, Caoimhín. It was lovely playing. Really appreciate you coming and sharing some music with us. Keep us all occupied for a little bit in this weird time. And, music's always hopeful, so it gives us some hope. Remember, everybody, come back and see us. And what I always say, be nice to each other out there. That's the time. That's what the times require. Everybody just be cool and be nice, and we'll get through all this together. We'll all be back together again someday playing tunes and having fun. So everybody give Caoimhín a great big round of applause electronically. Let your emoji hands clap. And please, if you haven't, hit up the donation link to his PayPal and send him a few bucks if you can. Help out Blue if you can as well. We'll see you next time. Have a good night, Caoimhín. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.